Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Now this is going to be another player ratings. Burnley versus Tottenham. Burnley 0, Tottenham 1, which means Tottenham are through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. So I'm just glad we can find another win. My prediction was 2-0. So without further ado, I'm just going to get straight into my player ratings. So starting off with Gleany, I gave Gleany a 7. There wasn't really much from him to do because I feel like Burnley only had one shot on target. So he was fairly untested. Everything that he needed to do, he did. If he was ever called into like action or whatever, you know, he was there. And I feel like he was quite vocal as well, which I kind of liked. You know, like trying to like motivate the defence, motivate players, which wasn't really needed because defence was like probably better than the attack against Burnley. So it was just really good to see him sort of take that leadership role, and I thought he was quite good with everything I had to do. And he wasn't really tested because Burnley didn't really threaten that much, but there was towards like the end of the game there was like a surge of Burnley attack, but I do think he dealt with that well. Moving on to Davies, I gave Davies a 6. With the whole defence, I feel like he was probably the weakest from what I saw. He didn't really do much going forward. His defensive was quite average. I do feel like he was not really where he wasn't really to be seen when defending. He was sort of caught out of position quite a bit, I thought. You know, it's kind of just a standard Ben Davies performance. Nothing too bad, but nothing really too good to talk about. I feel like he was just quite average, and I feel like definitely when Reguilon plays he offers a lot more. Moving to Romero, I gave him 8. Another amazing performance from Romero. Definitely proven to be our best centre back, making blocks, tackling, and I do think he was probably our best defender, or if not our best defender of the night. You know, he was bringing the ball forwards quite a lot as well to midfield. So, you know, he brings a lot to the team, and I do feel like we've been missing a player like him. We could have done with him like last season. You know, our defence would have been probably a whole lot better than it was. So with Romero an 8, and I hope to see him playing against Man United. Moving into Sanchez, I'll give Sanchez an 8 as well. I feel like his performances have stepped up quite a bit this season. Kind of like how Aurier improved under Mourinho. I feel like Sanchez has like really improved under Nuno. Obviously there was that one game where he was a bit panicky and he was a bit rash at times. But I feel like with Sanchez, his performances like overall this season, the start of the season, have like really improved, and he's been really good, making last ditch blocks and tackles, and he's defending quite well. He's using his pace quite a bit, and he's defending like really well, especially against Burnley. I think overall this season there was just that one game where he went back to a bit of like old Sanchez, but against Burnley he was really lovely. So I also gave him an 8. Moving on to Emerson, I also gave Emerson an 8. Obviously he got that assist for Mora's goal. A lovely cross. So, you know, we've always needed a right back that can cross, and we really struggled with that. So hopefully Emerson, you know, can build up into that sort of attacking right back. But I thought his his defensive display was also actually really good, and I think each game, you know, he's improving, and I feel like a lot of people judged him from his first game, but now we're getting to see like what the real Emerson is, and I feel like what a signing he's been, showing really real potential, and I'm excited to see him more. Skip, I gave Skip a 7. Again, an insane performance from him. Always winning the ball back, and definitely protects that back four, and I feel like he's consistently good, and I rarely have anything negative to say about Skip. So also probably I also gave him a 7 as well. Him and Skip, that partnership works so well, and I think that it only goes up from here. Like, it's just going to keep getting stronger and stronger, and I feel like them two, obviously if one of them gets injured it's probably an issue, but I think that you can't be their partnership, and I like how the way Skip kind of, you know, gets involved in attacks sometimes as well. I do think he has that in his locker, shall we say. And with Højbjerg also, We've seen what he can do, like his passing most of the time, and like his defensive displays have always really been good. So 7's all round for them both. This also, I do think this was probably one of his this was his best performance in a Spurs shirt this season. Also gave him a 7. Obviously he did have that chance of scoring from when Kane passing the ball. Sadly Pope made a good save. I do think in the first half, we were better in the second half, but in the first half Lo Celso was that one player that could make something happen, and I think we definitely saw that in that first half against Burnley as well. And you know, if he can add goals and assists to his performances, then I think we will get the best out of him. Moving to Bergwijn, I gave Bergwijn a 6. I do think there was the effort was there. You know, he was trying to do things. It just wasn't the greatest performance from Bergwijn. I do think his confidence is probably still low, but I think, and also still recovering from an injury, so I do think it's going to probably take a few games for him to get back to, you know, somewhat his best. But I'm excited for Bergwijn. He's still young, he's still got time, and I think that given more game time, we'll definitely see his confidence improve and also his level of performance improve. He didn't really do anything bad. I think it just, we lacked some creativity at times, and the passing wasn't the greatest it could have been. But all in all, from Bergwijn, average performance. Need to see more from him. We need to start adding goals and assists, but I'm willing to give him time. Hill got injured around the 24th minute, so I couldn't really give him a rating. And to be honest, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really get to watching the game until like 20 minutes, so I didn't really see his performance before that, so I couldn't really give him a rating, so I just couldn't give him a rating. But hopefully the injury's not too bad and he'll be back in the squad soon. Lucas, I gave Lucas a 7. Obviously he scored that header. What an amazing header that was to win us the game. My only sort of problem with Lucas's performance was you know, when he could have passed, he didn't pass, and when he should have passed, he didn't pass. Like that ball that he should have passed to Kane, I feel like he chose the wrong, he made the wrong decision there. I feel definitely should have passed to Kane. Obviously Kane was annoyed about it, which, you know, he's gonna be. And that's just the thing with Lucas. Obviously he was making his runs, and you know, but they just weren't happening. Nothing was happening from them. So it was kind of frustrating at times, but I think that just needs to improve, like the passing. Like if you see a player in space, you need to be aware of that, the situation. I think better decisions need to be made in the future. But with Lucas, you know, he won us the game, so you can't really be too hard on him. But yeah, Lucas a 7. Into Kane, I gave Kane a 6. Now, I do think the effort again was there, kind of like with Bergwijn, but with Kane, he had those chances. He didn't really take them. His shots were kind of, you know, off. But I do think he's getting into the positions, and he's not really getting much service. So you can't put it all on Kane and, you know, say he doesn't care. I do think that the service has been lacking quite a lot, and it's not entirely his fault. Obviously, with the chances he does get, he does need to do better with them. But I feel like Kane, he's probably lacking confidence, and you probably wouldn't associate with a player like Kane because, you know, he's so confident in himself. But I do think that might have a feeling to it, and I just think we need to get behind him, support him, and if you are going to Tottenham, Spurs to see Man United play Tottenham, and sing Kane's name, you know, get behind him. I just think that confidence is lacking, and he's not really, and the service also is not really there either, so I'm not going to blame the whole thing on Kane, but I just think he needs help at the moment, and I just hope that whoever's at the stadium can give that to him. Moving into the subs, obviously Son and BURNLEY came on. I both gave them a 5. Obviously they came on, and like immediately after that we scored, so they didn't really have much to do with the goal itself. Actually, going back to Kane, he could have got an assist. if Sasso scored. Son and Ndombele, they didn't really need to do much because we didn't really attack as much as when they came on towards like the last 15 minutes or so, because Burnley, you know, were like on attack and they didn't really threaten us. But with Son and Ndombele, they didn't really come on to do what I probably nearly brought them on for. So they're standard performances, but didn't really need to like impress really, because said the game was kind of won at 1-0 because we controlled the whole game. We had most possession, most shots on target. So I have to say Tottenham were deserving winners. Also, Rodon did come on with like a few minutes to go. Didn't give him a rating because, you know, he just helped us throughout the game. I gave him an 8. I think his starting lineup was spot on and he made subs at the right time. Obviously he was forced into one sub, but it was the right sub. But Nuno, not really much he could have done else. So I gave him an 8. So there we have it, guys. Those are my player ratings. If you don't agree with my player ratings, let me know down below your player ratings. And I will see you guys soon for my predicted lineup for the Man United game. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and come on you Spurs. Bye guys.